What's up guys, you've got the Oracle there and we are back on MTGO for a new 8-4 Host of the Gatewatch Draft, and we have a Linvala there which I haven't had the pleasure to play with or play against yet, but you know, probably one of the top 3 cards of the set with Chandra and Kalitas, and probably that Nisa is just after those, and then you have some rares, I would assume, that are really strong, like Fall of the Titan and so on and so forth. Anyway, I don't think this is an extremely hard pick. It's gonna be Linvala for me. And yeah, I mean, this creature fits pretty much any deck. It is just great. As I guess we are passing on a Lagak and a Bursting Hulk as the 2 strongest card, Linvala aside. And there's a Freerunner, a Shrieker, and everything else is not too great. Voidgrafter is good, but you know, you have to be blue-green. So yep, it's gonna be in Linvala. I'm quite happy to, you know, try that out. As here, the 2 best cards I think are red, and they are Devouring Flame and Salvo. Again, there is some decent green possibilities in Summoner and Resurgent. I could also just stay in white by taking Sidemaster, but I think that those 2 spells have more upside, that I want to go white-red over, you know, staying mono-white. And given this pack, I would assume that someone either took Oblivion Strike, which I'm fine with out of this pack, or an Isolation Zone maybe. And if someone took Isolation Zone here, that's gonna be a little bit annoying, because I'm gonna get pretty much cut out of white pack 1 and 3. That being said, I should still get things pack 2, and yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do anyway, so it's gonna be, I think, a Devouring Flames, which I think is a little bit stronger than Salvo. Just a little bit, but still stronger. And honestly, I don't mind going into other direction after my first pick. That being said, I don't really think that I want to go in other directions after first picking Linvala. So let's say that this was a Isolation Zone. I mean, an Isolation Zone. I wouldn't mind picking Flare Drone there and going into red-black and moving out of white. Especially since, as I mentioned, I think the guy who passed me the last booster either took Isolation Zone or Oblivion Strike, which I think are the only 2 commons that are better than a Devouring Flame. Anyway, if I want to stay in red-white, my options are not great. There's a Flame Seeker, which is fine but not appealing, and an Aeronaut, which is playable, but I think even more unappealing than the Flame Seeker. I could also take Fumarole, and I think I'm gonna take that. The reason is I don't like that card too much. I like Fumarole a decent amount, and I could see myself ending up playing a blue-white deck that's splashing for some red removals. I guess there's a Cleric here to follow up with Linvala. That being said, I'm just gonna take Salvo, which is better, just a great removal. And yeah, Blinding Drone could be interesting. As I mentioned, I wouldn't mind playing a blue-white control deck that splashes for a bit of removal and for the manland. But I think it's quite clearly Salvo, the best card for me here. Alright, well, there's a Cinder Hellion, which is fine but not extremely appealing. If I wanna, you know, go into that blue-white splashing red direction, I could take Sweep Away, or probably just Unknown Shorts, which is better. Honestly, I'm not too thrilled about the Hellion. I feel like if I want to play 1 or 2 of those, I should be able to pick them at some point. And I'm just gonna take Shores, which is fixing, which lets me be a bit more open. I just like that a decent amount. As here, I might take. I could actually. Maybe I should just take Flame Seeker, which is not exciting, but at least in my colors. Another possibility would be to take the Sphinx, and you know, make that blue-white thing happens. I'm not sure how possible it's to do so. I really don't want to move out of white because Linvala is quite sick. That being said, I might have to, because white seems really cutted, and I would guess that someone took a isolation zone in the pack I received after my first pick. Guess I'll take Flameseeker. It's just a more solid pick, and going into too many direction and trying to do weird things might cost me a lot. There's an Expedite there, which I guess works well with Salvo. That being said, I'm just gonna take Vestige. Expedite, is a cantrip. It's not something that I need too much, and those lands will help me build a more solid deck. As we have a fairly late inverter there. That card is funny. I mean, once I've played against it twice. Once it cost the game to my opponent, once it destroyed me, and I've played it twice and exactly the same thing. Once it killed me, and the other one it killed my opponent. So it is a funny card. I don't think it's great or anything, but it's funny. Mind Melter is great, but you have to be blue black obviously. And I think I'm gonna take Mao there, which is red, which I do appreciate. And given that I took the Vestige and the Shores, the Mao does even have more upside. As here we do not have match. Don't think I'll end up playing a waste. I guess I might play Mighty Leap. That's not very likely, but you never know. I will not play with Void Rafter or Sinkhole, I think. So yeah, I'll take Mighty Leap. I think it's the card I'm the more likely to play. As here, I'm just gonna take cut the Translator, which I feel like is the best card out of this pack. Even if I end up being blue, Negate is just a bad sideboard card. I don't think I want waste. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut the Translator here. And Tears of Valakut is a decent sideboard option. I already have a decent amount of removal burn spell, but I could use Tears maybe. And we got a fairly late Expedite there, which I don't mind since I might end up a bit short on playables. I'm not sure, but it seems like the color I'm trying to... I mean, red is open, but white seems really cut it off. So I might get a bit of white this pack, but on pack 3 I should not get much white, so I might end up with not enough playables, in which case Expedite is going to be great. And, I would not mind playing that. It just works well with Salvo or any other search card, basically. White red is not my favorite color combination. That being said, when you have Linvala and a bunch of good red removal, I don't see any reason to try to do something else. As here, the best cards are clearly black, Grasp of Darkness and Oblivion Strike. I think that the Strike is just better, and I might actually just take that. Not because I want to go into back, but because I have two lands already that can help me splash for it. And that Spawnbinder Mage and Shoulder to Shoulder are extremely unexciting, and that the only red card is a Sinkhole. And Strike is an easy and good card to splash, so I think I'm just gonna take that. And yeah, I mean Spawnbinder and Shoulder to Shoulder are fine, but really unexciting. And Strike is just a great card to side. I mean to splash for. So yeah, it's gonna be my peak. And so far it feels a bit like I've tried to take all the best card I could see in each and every pack, which is rather greedy. But I'm likely to end up with a red-white deck that's splashing for Strike. As here we have another Strike. There's also a Mage, but I think Strike is just better. If I'd rather splash for Strikes than for Mage and a Fuma roll. I could also take the Salvo to stay in color, but I think Strike is just amazing, and the fact that I have two of those now, makes me even more eager to splash them. And given the Devouring Flame and Boulder Salvo, I have some removal burn spell to kill medium-sized creature, as Strike can kill anything, which is amazing. So now, what I want to do is first make my mana good, and fill up my curve, and we'll see how it goes. But white seems to be really cutted. I might still end up playing Linvala because it's crazy, but yeah, white doesn't seem open. I'll take Hemorrhage there, which I think is the best card for me. I think it's just better than the Outfeeder, and I'm not even sure that I'll end up being able to play white. So yeah, it's gonna be Hemorrhage, and that's a lot of removal, as you can see. Anyway, given the amount of removal I'm playing and the curve I have, I don't really think this is a Bushwhacker or Press into Service deck, which are both really good in aggressive deck, not so much in a deck like this, I think. So I'm just gonna take Sightmaster and hope that I can play this white, as well as obviously my splash for black. Here I'm gonna take Cinderhellion, which is a decent 5-drop. As I mentioned, I did not took another one earlier because I thought I could stay a bit more open and I would end up with 1 or 2 aliens anyway, and that's pretty much what happened, since I can take that pretty freely here. Visions is decent, but again I have a bunch of removal. I'm not really aggressive, so I don't think it's gonna be great in my deck. Well, we have a Submerged Boneyard, but that doesn't think very well. I guess I could play that to splash Strike and help me activating that. I'd rather have a red-black land though, that'd be much better. That would help me a lot more. That being said, I don't think I want anything else from this pack. Searing Light is fine, but I really have enough removals. That's not really what I need now, so I guess I'll take the Boneyard. Weird. I might have trouble casting my spells, honestly. I'm trying to do very greedy things there. Anyway. I might end up playing a Grixis deck, splashing for Linvala. Hopefully not. I don't know, but there's not much here for me. Guess I'll take Analysis. I have a bunch of removals, so that might be good. Here I'm definitely taking Unknown Shores. If my mana is good, honestly, that deck could be good too. But I really need to have a good mana base. Mandarin River is great though. I mean, it's not great. Again, I'd rather had the red-black land. That being said, it's more fixing. So I might end up playing a 4-color deck, control with Linvala, which is pretty funny. Not sure how good it will be. There's a Reflector Mage here, though. It will. Alright, we are doing it. That's probably not the best thing to do. Probably not the best deck to build, but it might work. Honestly, I feel like I have a decent amount of fixing there, and the power level is incredibly high. I mean, Linvala, Salvo, 2 strikes, Devouring Flame, Hemorrhage, Mage. If I can cast my spells, I'm gonna win games, I think, but I might have a hard time doing so. Anyway, I think I'll take Witness the End. It's the card I think I'm the more likely to play. And I'll take an Analysis there. This card jumps, I think it becomes quite good once you have enough removal and you can play control-y games. I guess I'll take Slips to Space there, Corpse Turn, sure. That's a rather weird deck, honestly. I'm not sure what I'll end up playing. Splashing Linvala is probably not something very wise to do, unless I get even more fixing. Something like Shambling Vent would be amazing. What a weird deck. It feels like I've just taken the best card I could take out of each pack and tried to build a decent mana base to play all those color. That's extremely greedy, and yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I will not be able to complain much. Anyway, it's something interesting that I haven't done yet in this set. If I open Gideon there, it would be funny because it wouldn't be even that strong because it would make my mana base even worse. I don't know, this deck is completely weird. I could easily not play blue, that being said, but playing blue does not cost me much. And there's a Guardian of Tazim there, as well as a Pilgrim's Eye, which I do actually need quite a lot. Alright. So we might end up playing blue-white, splashing for black and red removals. Which might not be the best thing to do. I could take the Eye, it would just make my deck much better overall and make it easier for me to play things. That being said, I'm just gonna take Guardian. It's a greedy day today. I'm just gonna try to have it all. Anyway, now that I took that, I think my deck is shifting more towards a blue-white deck that's splashing for Salvo, Devouring Flame, Hemorrhage, and 2 strikes of Boneyard, Fumarole, and those. And I think that's actually not too bad. I just need to feel my curve there. Like, and any random 2-drops be great. Yeah, this deck is looking weird. Not sure how good it will be. I guess we'll see. Unfortunately, we do not have any 2-drop there. I don't mind playing Wind Rider, but at this point, I don't really need Finisher. I really need things to make sure I don't die early on, especially since my mana base is quite wacky. I could take the disregard since I'm splashing black. I don't think this is a Munda deck, even though I'll probably end up playing both white and red. Well, disregard could be interesting. Hmm. Currently in my head, I'm a bit like, what the F are you doing, dude? That's not gonna work at all. Um, that being said, I have a bunch of removal, and I kind of want to keep my splash rather light, so I think I'll just take Wind Rider. Alright. I want Tightening Coils. That's a 2-drop. That's gonna make me not die. Grasp is great, but I'm splashing black. I have some other 5-drop. I think I just need the coils more than anything else at that point. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick. Alright. I might just want the Fortified Rampart, since I kinda need to not die. Drone is fine, but I have a bunch of 4-drops. I don't think I really want or need that. I guess I'm playing 4 colors, so maybe Unified Front could be useful, but I think I just need to make sure I don't die early on, so I'm gonna take that. Blighted Gorge would be fine, but, you know, I'm playing 4 color. I don't think I can afford to play lands like that. Especially since I don't think I'll end up playing the mouse, so I don't even care about the colorless. And I don't care about the 2 mages neither. So yeah, I'm gonna take the wall there. Alright. I think I'm just gonna... I mean, Rolls Retribution and Ghostly Sentinel are fine, but I need to lower my curve at that point. So I'm just gonna take Infiltrator, which is a decent blocker. And it's in my... it is in 2 of my main colors. Which is nice, as ooh, I could say Bring the Light. And unfortunately, I could not bring Linvala even with 5 mana, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna take the decent 2-drop that the guide is. And at this point, I need to cut things. I don't think I care about anything there. I'm just gonna take that. I'm lacking playables though, which is the issue, because I don't really want to play those. I don't really want to play the Flameseeker since I'm splashing red. Anticipate is great though. Ori is nice, but I think given that I'm playing 4 color, I kind of want something like Anticipate that's gonna help me not having, you know, smoothing out my draws that could be rather bad given what I'm playing. So yeah, it's gonna be Anticipate as here. I guess I could play Grave Bursting, though it's not the most exciting thing to do on the splash. I need some playables though, which is the main issue currently. I guess I'm gonna take Scour. Yeah. If this deck doesn't work and I get destroyed, oh well. But the main thing that happened to me is basically that I first picked Linvala and white was completely overdrafted and cutted, and that's a bit unfortunate. That being said, I could probably have done things a bit better. This deck is weird and probably not great. But actually my mana base is quite good. The issue is that I need to add 2 cards, which might be a translator. Actually, Brilliant Spectrum seems great. And you know, when Brilliant Spectrum seems great, it's probably that you misdrafted. And I think I'll end up playing 18 lands. The reason is I have 2 card draw spells. I mean 3 actually. So I don't think I can really be flooded too much. My curve is rather high. I'm playing 4 colors. Yeah, I'm definitely playing 18 lands here. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's gonna be my main deck. Now the Grave Bursting is unexciting. I don't have any blue or white card to add to the deck, so... do I rather add a Translator or a Grave Bursting? Don't really want to play 3-drop that are not removal on the splash. That seems unexciting. I'll keep the Grave Bursting. Pilgrims I would have been great, but you know, I had to take the Guardian there and go really deep into the madness that I just produced there. Anyway, this is 4 source of black mana as well as 4 sources of red. I think I want to add 1 swamp, maybe 2 mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing is, I kind of want to be able to play those 2 white cards. Maybe I should cut the white, but I don't think I have enough playables to do so. And I really want to play Linvala too. Alright, well, casting Linvala might be hard. That being said, this is 7 white sources. That's actually not too bad. Might go down to 1 mountain, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Alright, sure, I'll do that. Actually, 6 blue might be too much. So it is 6 plus actually 3, so 9. It's 12 blue sources, which is more than enough. I think I can actually afford to cut at least 1, if not 2 blue. Add probably 1 red. And this is 7 blue plus the shores, vestige, and things. Yeah, I think it's actually fine. And maybe I add 1 swamp. That deck is completely crazy. That's definitely the craziest brew I've managed to build so far. Probably the worst or the best, I guess we'll see. I could use 1 more plane. I guess it's gonna be my mana base. Alright, so we have a very weird deck. I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe, and I see you guys for round 1.